all of the JYs always have a Jesus sharing story to tell about. And you had many instances of one-to-one evangelization. I remember in one of the programs which I used to attend by name Kairos in Bangalore, where Father Gino was giving us a regular training. And those days he used to travel. He was the Asia Oceania in charge for Evangelization 2000. And he used to tell us about evangelizing the person sitting next to him in the flight. And I used to wonder, when are we going to sit in a flight to get this opportunity to give Jesus to the guy who sits next to you? But those days, when I used to travel in the bus or say wherever it was something which was driving me. You couldn't resist sharing and befriending to the person who was sitting next to you. And one-to-one had so much of impact on each one's spiritual growth in JY. And definitely, I captured 2 encyclical exhortations, various popes, where it was reiterated. And I remember those days, even now, every minute or every day or every program you attend, you come across this encyclical exhortation where you were challenged to take up this task of evangelization and re-evangelization. I just want to conclude this area by this being reflected in the church documents. I remember going through the various letters written by the respected bishops supporting the Jesus Youth move to become an ecclesial movement to the Holy See, and wherever in the second paragraph or in the third paragraph, the meaning would have been always the same. I am appealed by the urge they have to share Jesus to their fellow colleagues. And that's what it makes our movement a very unique in sharing Jesus' story. The distinctive mission orientation of the movement. Of course, we had, when the ministries were getting evolved, we had a specific task of reaching out into the campus, into the parish, into the schools. And each one of us was doing it such fervor that, people used to wonder what makes them so fervor in having a prayer group in a college next to his. I'm just listing out what the elements in the Jesus Youth activity as a movement where these signs can be seen, were urgency and commitment. I will just read through these areas. Of course, Rex Band, we have seen it yesterday, so I don't have to tell anything about it. When I prepared this, I didn't know that. I knew, of course, I knew, but then yesterday the new website, the Joynet, I was referring to the old Joynet, where you used to have very inspiring stories which, couldn't make you sit down in your seat without sharing your Jesus to somebody. And I would like to also appreciate the newsletter, the international newsletter, which is so colorful, so vibrant, which we feel when we are out of India in presenting Jesus Youth in a very special way to a crowd which is not in our culture, a very colorful, vibrant way of spreading the message of Jesus. The networks, of course, I was the campus coordinator for a few years, and I remember one of the visions we had about the campus ministry. It was not just the prayer groups among the students, and we used to have a vision of the Catholic campus, the Catholic universities, the Catholic college, where each and every group had a way of specialized method of spreading the gospel of Jesus. Say it be among the teachers, say it be among the non-teaching staff, say it be among the principals or the administration staff. I remember having principals gathering, the staff gathering, the non-teaching staff gathering. We had a vision that the entire campus should become vibrant, and which means it was not just the students. We had a far more vision of the evangelization underlying that. I just would like to call upon one of the initiatives we had initially before we were getting Jesus Youth into an international movement. when it was consolidated in India from Kerala, the newsletter which Chakochan used to produce, Snehapurvam. And what used to inspire me in that is to be again the same success stories of people reaching out to other places and spreading Jesus. I'm seeing the red light. Evangelization 2000, it's here I want to tell about what really gave an urgency to our movement into evangelization was the evangelization decade, which gave us a real thrust. And movements like Teise, Legate, or even Youth Arise International and the World Youth Days. The dynamics of mission formation in JY programs. The mission dreams, I would only elaborate on this point. The dreams, I remember, was something which gave us a very strong impetus to our activities. We were dreaming of things which we could not happen in the next few years. I was sure it could happen only after many years, but we had such big dreams, and it's still here. When I sit here today, the dreams being shared about Saudi Arabia or those countries where we have very minimal access, the dreams are big, and I'm sure God is going to satisfy all our dreams. I would say about the songs we had yesterday, the old songs which motivated us, Yeshuvin Yuvakal Naam, Yeshuvinte Padayil, Unaru Yuvajanangale, Poguvin Pragoshikuvin, and the workshops, and the program names like Arise, Shine Out, or we had the talent-based programs. We had theater sessions which became a part of Jesus Youth activities. I remember the street plays which was an effect of it, where we used to boldly tell to bystanders about our thrust on evangelization. The dynamics of mission formation in fellowships, professionals to mission. When I say this, it has been what has been coming out from small prayer groups, professionals to mission, initial visits to North India, each zone in Kerala adopting states in India long back, which became a reality. I remember the Middle East countries adopting those times, those countries which were not having a prayer group, and all of them do have a prayer group now. The sharing of testimonies, and then JY formation content, styles and mission. We have the evangelization schools where many people went to it, came back, and we had similar schooling in our movement. The Jet Set training programs, the full-timers training programs, the discipleship training programs, the kerygmas. And I feel these are main content and style which is giving this nature in our movement. When I close it out, follow-up and continuity in the movement, dear youth, the church is yours. To be more precise, you are the church. The exhortation by John Paul II, that you are the church. I conclude by telling a dream I have. After 25 years, I'm in the early 60s. I sit at my home with my wife, and my grandson comes running with a book in his hand. And my grandson has been a JY kid, and he has become a JY teen now. He had attended a program, and he's running back home, and he is sharing with his parents and grandparents, me and my wife, about a recent exhortation encyclical from the Pope. And it says, dear youth, you have changed the face of the church into a missionary face And I'm sure, and you all know, who are the catalysts for this? Who are the catalysts for this encyclical which will come after 25 years? I feel we all of us who are attending this assembly will be definitely a part of it, being catalysts. The question is, instead of 25 years, as a catalyst, how early we can bring in this, the urgency of evangelization. Maybe next 5 years? Yes, thank you.